Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook. What do? We examine news and headlines, and we make the microphone wobble. Woo, woo! And we examine news and headlines from our city, from our state, from our country. We take a look at your comments, your ideas, your suggestions on how to best enjoy Puerto Vallarta, our city, as a community of English-speaking locals. It is a pleasure to be here with you, and it is Thursday, April 7th. Today we have not a lot of, oh my God, I have to stop hitting the microphone here. There you go. Paco, don't attack the microphone. We have a small choice of news, but we have some conversation that we wish to engage in, and it's a pleasure to read you. As always, it is a pleasure to welcome new friends to our broadcast. If you are new to Coffee and Headlines, if you're watching live for the first time, you can let us know by writing the word new in your comments, and we will be so very happy to give you a nice little welcome. If there is something important that you wish to share, please add a capital Q to the beginning of your comment, and that way we'll make sure to feature it during the broadcast. If by any chance we miss it, we always take a look at your comments and suggestions throughout the day. Of course, we also want to welcome our friends from YouTube who do not get a chance to join us live, but we appreciate the fact that you watch us later on in the day. We appreciate your thumbs up, and we appreciate your subscriptions to our YouTube channel, where all of us can also find our walks. Our walking tours, our walk-arounds, and we're going to go on a couple of walk-arounds this afternoon for people that love plants. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. First of all, we're going to go through our news items today, and we'll come back and have a conversation and take a look at your comments after our weather forecast. So let's just say the phrase that we don't like to say, without further ado. Why do I have a problem with that phrase? I don't know. Maybe it's because everybody uses it. So without further ado, let's take a look at the headlines. Well, we sound like a broken record, but now they say that provided there are no last-minute complications, the brand new Insurgentes Bridge will open for vehicular traffic tomorrow. And I don't mean mañana. I mean tomorrow, Friday. At present time, there is no indication that there will be an official opening act or that Governor Alfaro will be in Puerto Vallarta over the weekend to inaugurate the bridge, as he announced a couple of weeks ago. But that's the least of our concerns. The entire project is not ready, for that matter. There are parts of the municipal market, of the Quala market, on the second story that are not finished. Also, the access ramp to the market is not finished yet. When I last walked it, when was it? Saturday. There was no access from the bridge down to the Quale. That was not finished either. But with vehicles being able to go from Emiliano Zapata to points north, traffic will be less chaotic during the upcoming vacation weeks, or so we hope. Moving right along, Mayor Luis Michel has been in office for 6 months now. Clearly, his administration has not been sitting around twiddling their thumbs, and progress has been made throughout the city when it comes to small infrastructure projects. But usually, by this time, we've become used to at least having some sort of indication as to what major projects will be tackled by any given administration. In the case of Mayor Michel, we are still waiting. In a recent interview, Michel indicated that he has been focused on municipal utility projects, such as all the work that has been conducted by CIAPAL, and also the repair of streets throughout the city. But he also stated that one of his big goals for his administration is the construction of a macro libramiento or macro beltway, which we mentioned a few days ago. This will go through the mountains and bypass Puerto Vallarta altogether. What will that do? Well, with a macro beltway, any bus or any truck that is going from points north to points south or vice versa that does not necessarily need to make a stop in Puerto Vallarta can just circumvent the city that way. According to Mayor Michel, he crossed paths with Carlos Lim in Mexico City during the inauguration of the new Santa Lucia airport. And of course, we know that Carlos Lim owns construction companies that have been involved in the Guadalajara highway project. And apparently Slim indicated in casual conversation that the macro libramiento or macro beltway is also contemplated along with the completion of the Guadalajara highway. Will Mayor Michel be able to see these projects through? Well, now we know, or we've been told, that the Guadalajara highway will not be completed until 2024. So an entire mega beltway project going through the mountains surrounding Puerto Vallarta, well, I'm betting on catapults, or maybe a decade, or maybe two. Oh dear. Potential suitors, we are accepting marriage proposals again as Jalisco has finally, well, if Luna approves, as Jalisco has finally approved same-sex marriage in our state with 26 votes in favor, 8 against, and 3 abstentions. Yes, we can get legally married in our state. It was back in 2015 that Mexico's Supreme Court determined that it was unconstitutional, unconstitutional. It was not cool for the state of Jalisco to forbid same-sex marriages, but the state law remained unchanged until now. Curiously enough, though, the state Congress also voted on forbidding the so-called conversion therapies for young gay boys or gay girls or lesbians to stop being gay or lesbian, but only establishing a fine to anyone who forces another individual to undergo such treatment. So, if you offer conversion therapies, you will not be fined, even though the state says you shouldn't. But if you force your daughter or son to go and take conversion therapies, then you will be fined. It seems a little bizarre to me, but what can I say? That is what we are reporting today. And speaking of reporting, I better turn the weather forecast on because I forgot to turn it on. And there it is. Let us switch over to our weather forecast just to see what things are looking like for this weekend prior to Semana Santa. And our weather says, frack off, clouds. We don't want you here. Well, I kind of like the clouds because they take away the sun and it's getting sunny and it's getting hot. Presently, it's 25 degrees, feels like 27 degrees. Humidity is at 62%, 2 points higher than yesterday. And 77 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm sorry, Meggie as in Peggy made me laugh as I caught this comment through the corner of my eyes. Equality, yay. Marriage, I do not recommend. Anyhow, back to the weather. Thank you for making me smirk, Meggie, as in Peggy. Fahrenheit degrees 77. And our weather forecast for today says partly cloudy with a high temperature of 29, a low temperature of 19. Tomorrow, Friday, we begin the weekend with a partly cloudy day, a high of 30 and a low of 19. And Saturday will be a clear day, a high of 30 and a low of 20. As a reminder, in case you missed it last week and you are in Colonia Emiliano, not Colonia Emiliano Zapata, in Colonia Versalles or surrounding areas, tomorrow, Friday, will be the second installation of the new Versalles Market on Hamburgo Street. So we're probably going to saunter around just to see if they got a larger response from more businesses so that we can support this new soon to become farmers market. I mean, it's still really, really small, but every market in town started as a small project. Moving right along, I have more details about the Islas Marias. And did we set up a map? Yes, we set up a map. Good. But first, I want to let you know that Mexico's President Andrés Manuel López Obrador is scheduled to arrive in San Blas tomorrow, where he will inaugurate the new ferry that will take tourists to the Marias Islands. He will be in San Blas tomorrow and spend the night at the islands after which he will continue with his schedule. Presently, San Blas is the only port from which one will be able to visit the islands, but Vidanta has volunteered information saying that they're working on boats or ferries leaving from both San Blas and also Mazatlan. The article that we're looking at also mentions that Puerto Vallarta is looking for options, but there is nothing out there that has been announced just yet. In case you are curious, there are buses from Puerto Vallarta to San Blas. The trip takes less than 2 hours. Actually, the bus line says that it takes 1 hour to get from Puerto Vallarta to San Blas, but I find that very difficult to believe given the traffic. And the one-way ticket is 296 pesos. So it's not expensive to get to San Blas from Puerto Vallarta. And just to give you a sense as to what this all means, here is our trusty map. There is Puerto Vallarta. Mazatlan is further up. We cannot even see it. There's the capital city of Tepic for the state of Nayarit. There is San Blas, and here are the islands. So one will be able to potentially go from Puerto Vallarta to San Blas, catch a ferry, come over here, and then maybe spend the night, maybe not. We still don't know how long all these things are going to take to do or how much it's all going to cost because it's just being inaugurated. Hopefully, again, we will see some reports coming our way sometime in the near future. I want to, before we get into our comments, I want to just do a little bit of show and tell that has very little to do with coffee and headlines, unless you are shopping for truly sexy, truly playful clothes and you happen to be, well, not necessarily a gay man, but anyhow, my dear friends, Jimmy and Saul hired me this week to do some photographs of their store and to produce a small promotional video. Usually I don't take much freelance work these days because I'm focused on you primarily, but given the fact that the Guadalajara trip is becoming a reality, I figured, well, I might as well start saving some pesitos for Guadalajara, and if you'll allow me, I would love to show you a 1-minute promotional video that I produced for my friends Jimmy and Saul. Of course, their store is called Angel's Store, and they sell all kinds of fashionable swimwear, underwear, and sexy party clothes for gay men for the most part, but you can be straight and shop there too, I suppose. Let me show you what I came up with. Only 1 minute. Yay! So I'm grateful for my friends, to my friends Jimmy and Saul for giving me the opportunity to serve them, and of course for having the opportunity to make some mula. And of course, mula allows me to continue to do the projects that we do here. And of course, mula is helpful when you're hoping to go on a small vacation. And I am. The good news and the big news is that I am actually going to Guadalajara. The hotel has been reserved. Tickets for the Van Gogh have been purchased. It's really funny because we wanted to go on the first weekend uh, of May, and we figured, well, the Van Gogh will be very easy to accomplish because the Van Gogh opens in April. But then yesterday we announced that they changed the opening date. They postponed it for a month, and the Van Gogh opens on the day in which my friends and I are coming back from Guadalajara. So we managed to get tickets on opening day for the 9 o'clock in the morning shift. So we're going to be on the very first shift, the very first group of people that enjoy the Van Gogh in Guadalajara. I just hope they get their act together and really open at 9 o'clock in the morning and we can actually enjoy this. But the big important thing that I want to bring forward, and I could use your opinion, is this. I know I've been going on and on and on about Guadalajara, and I frequently mention things that are going on in our capital city. Why? Because I figure maybe you, like myself, enjoy the opportunity to get away from time to time. And I am assuming that when I go to Guadalajara, you will be intrigued by what it's like to go to Guadalajara, what is transportation like, what are the logistics, and so forth and so on. But for all I know, you're just waiting for me to go to Guadalajara, so I will stop talking about it. So my question to you is, how much do you want to know about Guadalajara? How much do you want to see walking tours of Guadalajara, or photos, or video, or interviews, or what goes on, or how do you take the bus, etc., etc.? It would help me a great deal if you would comment about this, because for all I know, I'm thinking I have to schlep camera gear and stuff to produce content for Coffee and Headlines, or maybe you're just fine. Maybe you don't need to know details about Guadalajara. Maybe you are Guadalajara experts and you know your way around Guadalajara. So kindly let me know just about how much you want to know about Guadalajara so that I can get a sense as to how much I can or should be documenting during my trip. I will be going to Guadalajara in case you're worried. I'm taking off on Friday, May 6th, returning on Sunday, May 8th, which means that Friday and Saturday shows that week will be pre-recorded with your indulgence and permission. So that is what we have for today. And now I am ready to get your comments and take a look at what you're up to. And I thank you in advance for commenting on Guadalajara specifically, because this gives me a sense as to what to pack, what to do, and how to combine the needs of a well-enjoyed vacation, a trip to the Van Gogh, a trip to Bed Bath & Beyond, buying shitloads of yarn, and producing all kinds of content for our cluster. So, lots of good mornings as always, and what a pleasure it is to read all your good mornings. Oh, sad news. Dan and Kathy are heading back up north. I tell you, you guys, this is what happens when I become close friends with people that leave. I get really bummed out this time of year. But I'm always grateful. I'm always grateful for the new friendships that I've made, some of which have been made through Coffee and Headlines. And no, I'm not going to get sad about that. Never mind. Let's continue reading. Boom, 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 boom. Patty says, sorry, I missed yesterday's show getting my ducks in a row for my temporary resident card. And I think that is so funny, because how does one get ducks in a row? I know the expression, I know what it means, but all of a sudden, just being so anal retentive, I'm visualizing Patty, standing in a patio, talking to her ducks and saying, okay, you guys, stand in a row or something. Well, that's how my crazy mind works. Pay no attention to the guy behind the microphone. Let's see what else we have. Oh, people are lusting after Raymond's bread. I love it. Mihal says we will have to do some eating together before you two head out. Den, and since Mihal and Den and Kathy are my friends, maybe we should go to our favorite place, Ernesto's. Let's see. John asks, is my volume a bit low today? No, I feel my volume is fine, and my VU meters tell me that the volume is fine. Maybe your volume is a little low today, John, but thank you for letting me know. John later on asks, I understand there's an app for local taxis similar to Uber. Anybody know what it's called? We have Uber. I think we have Didi. Didi is now official in Puerto Vallarta. And the one that is not official, I forget the name, but I think you're thinking of Didi, John. Those are the two that are allowed legally in the city. Let's see what else. Let's see what else. Kathleen is excited for the bridge. You know, I'm excited for the bridge as well. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great that it's there. But again, it is in that part of the city that I'm trying to stay away from during the next week or so because of Semana Santa. But needless to say, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of photographs in social media that we can share, and we will gladly go and take a close look once the vacationers leave. But yes, it is exciting to see this is happening. Has there been any notice to the public regarding the red tide in the bay? We discussed this a few days ago, Kathleen. We know that the government is aware of the red tide. The government has issued recommendations that if you see the patches are really thick, you shouldn't be swimming there. And that is what we know. Oh, thank you for mentioning this, Michael, and thank you for reminding me. Plant walk, fun. I have many and just finished watering. The reason why I'm doing a plant walk is because I am a plant killer. Other than my penis cactus, which is alive and well, I kill plants. I haven't had plants in the house for a long time. And but YouTube decides on my fate, and YouTube has been sending me, for whatever reason, all kinds of videos about how to care for indoor plants. And I'm thinking, well, maybe this is a sign from the YouTube gods that I should actually have an indoor plant in the house. So I thought I'll walk to the nearby greenhouses, the nurseries, and see what they have. I'm not going to commit just yet, but I figured I have to go to La Comer today. There are 2 nurseries along the way, so why don't I go and do a look around these 2 nurseries that are very popular amongst locals. If you think this is a good idea, let me know. Just write the word plants in your comment, and that'll give me a sign that this is something that you want to see. Parim pam pam, parim pam pam, parim pam pam. Can move the catapult to access the market? Of course we can. The catapult is designed to be portable, Alan, and it goes wherever we need it. Swing! We love our catapult. Hi, Raymond. Raymond doesn't get the controversy. Same-sex marriage has been around for centuries. Every time it's the same sex. Well, there's only so many orifices to... Well, never mind. I didn't say that. Yes, I did. Anyhow, let's see what else we have. Oh, Kathleen says there's still at least 1 whale out there. Do I know what the hours are for the new market in Versalles? I don't remember specifically. I think it was 5 to 10, Gail. There is a there is a Facebook page. It is called La Versalles Market, and I'm sure that we will be. In fact, you know what, Gail? I'll just add the Facebook page to the show notes so that we can have a look at it together. But it is an afternoon market. I believe they start at 5 and they end at 10. Let's see. Same question from Gail. Yes, again, we will include the new Facebook page for the market in the show notes, and that way we will actually confirm that it is taking place tomorrow and confirm the fact that it goes from 5 to 10, as I recall. Let's see what else. Heather says, oh my God, Paco, cracked up seeing your video through the eyes of homophobic men. Well, if there are homophobic men in the house, that's okay. We are all entitled to have different opinions about things. And, you know, there are plenty of stores for everyone to shop at. And if I was a homophobic man, I would simply go to stores where I'm not threatened by sexy, bulgy underwear and chingaderas like that. Paula says the Van Gogh immersion is fabulous. I hope I feel that way, knowing that I have to get up at like 7:30 in the morning to catch an Uber in Guadalajara to get to the place at 9 o'clock in the morning. The good thing is that we watch the Van Gogh from 9 to like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I've already done my research. Bed Bath & Beyond opens at the same shopping center at 10 o'clock in the morning. There goes my savings. Let's see what else. Heather wants to know everything about Guadalajara. Brian wants to know everything about Guadalajara. Deborah wants my viewpoint on the trip. Sherry asks, do you find it less expensive in Guadalajara? In many aspects, yet, Sherry. Definitely. Definitely. If you buy clothes, lodging is less expensive. Food is less expensive in Guadalajara. Of course, you have to get to Guadalajara and you have to know how to navigate the city. But yes, many, many things are less expensive over there. So if you know where to go and you know what to do, it is a great deal. It is a great savings, I think. A lot of you want to see things in Guadalajara. Thank you. Guadalajara is so beautiful. Film it, please. It would be great content. Okay. Well, now that I know that a lot of you want to know about Guadalajara. Oh, I love it. Gabe says, stop working all the time. Oh, that is so sweet, Gabe. Thank you very much. You know, we can get married in Jalisco now if you want to look after my well-being that way. I love it. Would love details on Guadalajara. Whatever you want to share is great. David says, I should have a vacation, but bring a small camera. I appreciate that very much. I would like to see as much about Guadalajara as you are willing to share. I would like to go there sometime this year. I will volunteer some information that I think is only fair for me to volunteer. You know, I make a living doing this, doing Coffee and Headlines. You know that Coffee and Headlines is possible because some of you buy coffees or some of you pursue memberships. So I only think it is fair that we make content about Guadalajara available to those of you who actually have either become members or have either had the nice gesture of buying us coffees through the Buy Me a Coffee platform. So that is the one thing that I am definitely thinking about. If there are walking tours, if there are photo essays, if there are articles, they will only be available to coffee buyers and supporting members because it is you who make the trip possible. And if that sounds horrible, well, I don't know. You tell me how you feel about that. Oh, Muffin, thank you for chiming in with your eternal knowledge. As they say about homophobes, behind every homophobe, there's a flaming closet case itching to come out. I tend to agree with that. Let's see. Oh, Brian says, it's our first Semana Santa. Should we be worried? Not worried, Brian, but it really depends on where you're staying and what you are up to. You know, if you are here to enjoy the comfort of your hotel, your condo, your whatever, then you should be fine. If you want to be out and about in tourist abundant areas like Emiliano Zapata, you will see a ton of people. You will wait longer at the ATMs. The convenience stores will be very crowded. The beach will be, at least the local beaches will be extremely crowded. And so that's essentially what happens. Should you be worried? Not at all. Not at all. Particularly if you're following, health-related guidelines, if you're not going to the craziness of the vacation, if you enjoy that craziness, then it's not a matter of being worried, it's a matter of being mindful. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. More comments about Guadalajara. Yes, 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 yes. We will document Guadalajara. Of course, we will document Guadalajara. Oh, Marie says, as much as I'm interested in learning about Guadalajara, I really think this trip should be all about what you want to do, Paco. This is your vacation, so go lap it all up and have a blast. Thank you very much. But, for better or worse, Marie, I mean, to me, ever since we started Coffee and Headlines, it is second nature for me to be thinking about stuff, because one way or another, sharing exciting things about Mexico is part of what makes me happy anyway. So it's a given. It's a given that I want to tell you about it, because you are a very important part of my daily life. So why would I keep it from you? Let's see what else. Many, oh my goodness, you do want to know about Guadalajara. Oh, thank you very much, Deb. I was trying to remember the name of InDriver. Yes, InDriver is another app that is available. However, as far as I know, and I haven't seen any headlines to the contrary, InDriver continues to be illegal in our state. The folks that own InDriver have not seen eye to eye with our state government. So if you hop on an InDriver, yes, there is an application available. But if you have the misfortune of being stopped by a policeman, your InDriver ride will be a bust. With the bridge reopening, do you think the boots routes will go back to normal? Yes, I think that will be the case, Sherry. Unless the concrete is still settling and they won't let buses on the bridge on the first few days. I have no idea. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lucina remarks, the construction group have been working 20-hour days. Well done to the hard labor crew. Yes, they've been working a lot. And you guys want to go see plants with me? That is awesome. Lots of comments about plants, even one comment about plantitas. Plants at Vivero Shalom. Great advice per your needs. I don't know which one is Vivero Shalom, and I don't know the name of the viveros that I'm going to go to. So for all I know, I'm going to be going to to Vivero Shalom. Anyhow, Harold reminds me that I have a coupon for Bed Bath & Beyond. I haven't forgotten. Let's see. Remember, rush hour near gridlock in Guadalajara is 6:30 to 7:30. I know that. Thank you very much for the reminder. All I know is, at least on the way back, we're going to be on an ATM bus. So even if there's rush hour coming back home, it'll be fine. A specific recommendation for El Tomate Taqueria on Chapultepec Avenue. Thank you very much, John. I will definitely Google it. I have a map. I actually, whenever I go to a new city, I create my own personal map through Google Maps. I don't know that you know that you can do that. And I put all my target destinations in a map so that if I'm out and about and I'm confused, I can look at the map and see, okay, so I'm standing near this or that. That should be my next stop. Jill recommends Superior Tours 3-day trip to Guadalajara. I've taken that trip, and it is a great way to see Guadalajara if you are concerned about language, if you don't have friends to go with, or if you just are comfortable traveling in a group. Very much advised. Let's see. We are staying away across the highway from Chedraui. Hopefully it's not crazy in our hood. Where is Chedraui? Oh, Chedraui is it's in the hotel zone. So no, that area is not going to be as crazy, Brian. You're going to be fine. Lots of comments from you today, everyone. This is great. Everybody's excited about Guadalajara. That makes me feel good, friends, because, I love reporting on what's going on in our state capital. So we'll definitely keep doing this. Boom, 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 boom. It starts to heat up here in Phoenix, 96 here today and this weekend. Ouch. Okay. Harold says Tomate on Chapultepec is great, not far from our house. That's 2 recommendations. I will definitely check it out. And let's see, one more. I'd love to know what's a good area in Guadalajara to stay for a first timer, and totally agree, content creation gets addictive. Maggie as in Peggy, I love staying in the downtown area. That's I always stay in near El Centro, the historical district, because most of the things that I personally am interested in are within walking distance. Ray asks, are you taking a Blabla car to Guadalajara? We are not. We are taking the ETN bus and pretending we are the Partridge family. And we're taking off in the morning, and we're drinking wine in the morning because we can. And with that delicious thought, drinking wine in the morning. Oh, I'm going to add this one because it's important. Have heard that the bus ride to Guadalajara can be very scary as far as speed the buses travel. Any truth to that? There is no truth to that whatsoever, because the buses have speed control and you can actually see the speed at which they're traveling. They're not allowed to go over a certain speed. I believe it's 90 kilometers per hour. And while you're on the bus, there's a little indicator on top of the cabin where you can see what's going on. You can also see whether people are using the toilet or not. Okay, we're done. 11:08. This was a great show. Thank you very much. You've given me all kinds of clarity for things moving forward. And thank you very much, as always, for being either subscribers or supporters. You can be a subscriber for a small monthly or yearly amount. You can be a supporter by pitching us coffees every time you want to, or you can do a combo like some people do. Thank you very, very much for your company, for your suggestions, for your ideas. I'm adding everything to my list, and I'm looking forward to my plant explorations this afternoon, and I will bring them back tomorrow so we can all watch me think that I can develop a green thumb. Not a chance. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.